Today on JTV, you're in for a treat. We're going to teach the floral shop guys about flower nutrients.
Flower what nutrients? Flower nutrients? I use bleach. I like aspirin. I just use plain water.
Oh, this is going to be more beneficial than I thought. Today, we're talking about specialty floral nutrients from Chrysal and how there are different ones to use for different flowers, so you'll be ensured success every time. So let's talk a little bit about the specialty solutions that Chrysal creates. Chrysal knows that there's a difference in flowers, and they cater to each kind of flower. That's one of the amazing things about the Chrysal nutrient line, is that it's developed by scientists specifically for the floral product that we use every day. And floral product that we use is not the same. That's why they create amazing specialty products. Let's talk about Rose Pro. Obviously, this is the best way to care for your roses, but it also allows you to care for products that have hydration issues. There's the vase solution and the hydration solution. The hydration solution itself is what we can use to help hydrate specific flowers. What's the thing that everybody worries about right now? Hydrangea. How do we hydrate hydrangea? One of the most popular wedding flowers there are. Blue, green, wonderful tones, but at the same time, they can make us crazy. But the hydration system in Rose Pro allows us to hydrate these. Peonies or viburnum. Sometimes they're specialty bunches. Look at this one with the viburnum and lilies and iris. Viburnum is another product that can benefit from the hydration system in Rose Pro. When we start to talk about these things too, it's important to note that this system comes together. So we have the vase solution, we have the hydration solution. We also have the Rose Pro sticks, the first liquid nutrient available for roses and things that need hydration. Also, a Rose Pro stripper comes inside the bag, so you can get everything together to do your hydration correctly. Now, what about the other flowers that are in this bunch? Those iris and those lilies. When we get lilies in, many times they look like this. This is a beautiful lily, and it's nice and green. The buds are opening, and we want to make sure that when we're working with a product like this, that we get results that look like this. That's what the bulb food is all about. And bulb food in tea bags is the easiest way for us to measure product. Now we think about normal things like tulips or hyacinths for bulbs, but bulb food works great on lilies. These lilies came into us here at JTV and they were tight. We placed them in the bulb food and allowed them to open up. Notice how the foliage is still green and that the buds themselves are swelling up, and each one of those buds is going to open. And each one of those lily blossoms are beautiful and bigger than they would have been if I didn't use the bulb food tea bags. The other great thing too, there's fragrance enhancers so that the bulb food actually makes those flowers smell better and the aroma be even greater. Now, obviously, bulb food is great for bulb flowers. Iris, hyacinth, tulips, daffodils, all of those things benefit from bulb food. But so do alstroemeria and lilies, liatris, glads, nerines, ranunculus, tuberoses. Anything that comes from a bulb or a corym benefits from the tea bag. The reason that we call this a tea bag is because it acts just like a tea bag when we're fixing tea. We take our water, and cold water is preferred, 2 quarts in a bucket, and drop in this bag. We don't have to open it up. We simply allow it to sit in the water, and naturally the nutrients go through the sides of the tea bag, and nutrient is dispersed into the water. It's an exact measurement. This for 2 quarts of water. 4 quarts of water, 2 tea bags. It's really simple and an easy way for us to utilize that and measure correctly every time. The other great thing is that the bulb food comes in packets like this for the consumer. Consumers love to use floral nutrients. Whether it's this or the Rose Pro sticks, they know that this will make their flowers last longer. And that's so important because the longer their flowers last, the more they love flowers and the more flowers they'll want. So, bulb food for any type of bulb flower. Now let's talk about these little amazing guys. CVBN, or Gerber Tablets. There's a lot of people that talk about this product being the Viagra for Gerberas. Using these in the water helps your Gerberas remain straight and stiff and strong. Look at the stem quality of this Gerber Daisy. It's straight and it's stable, and look at that beautiful Gerbera. CVBN tablets allow us to ensure that Gerberas are going to last longer. We simply have tablets inside here that we drop into the water. Use the exact measurements on the back side of the container so that you're ensuring you're using the right amount. It's a time-release nutrient that helps keep the water clear, clean, and odor-free. Any flower that's a dirty stem flower can benefit from CVBN. For example, celosia. We all love celosia, and it's a very popular, unusual flower. This flower is almost toxic to itself because it causes the water to get dirty. Using the CVBN tablets inside the water prevents the bacteria from building up in the water itself. Stock, sunflowers, snaps, celosia, daffodils are an ideal example. You know how we talk about daffodils and their sap being toxic to other flowers? Using CVBN helps keep that bacteria and that toxicity down so that you can use daffodils with other flowers. It's amazing because these specialty items allow us to treat our flowers differently and thus have extreme success with the way we process and handle them. So let's get started with today's project. So we're working with 3 different types of flowers today in our arrangement. Let's see how well you were listening. Alstroemeria. What kind of product would we use as a nutrient for our Alstroemeria? That's right, the bulb food tea bags, because Alstroemeria grows from a corym. So that's going to allow these beautiful blossoms to get bigger and for our foliage to remain nice and green. Gerber Daisies and our Jade Trachelium. We use the same nutrient on those. What would that be? That's right, the CVBN tablets. CVBN, Viagra for Gerberas, and also helping keep our water clean, clear, and odor-free when we have this dianthus that has a bit of dirty stem quality. So, let's get started. We'll strip our foliage off. And notice how green that foliage is. Sometimes I've been places where I see Alstroemeria with yellow foliage. That's part of not using a flower nutrient. But this foliage is healthy and green and beautiful. We're going to gather up 4 stems of our Alstroemeria. I'm actually going to switch this one out for one that has a little bit shorter laterals. We want the top pieces to all mesh up and gather together in a topiary form. Those are going to go to the top like this. I'll use a chenille stem just to hold them in place for the time being. So I'll wrap that around there, not too tight. and cut those off. Now, one insertion into my Artesia foam creates my topiary. That's fast and easy. Then the jade trachelium down at the bottom. Now it's interesting. We call this jade trachelium, but it's actually a dianthus mutation. But because it looks so much like trachelium, everybody calls it jade trachelium. I'm just cutting those off and bundling them down at the bottom. It's going to look almost like a little tuft or hedge at the bottom of our topiary. We'll fill this in all the way around the base. Okay, so now it's all tufted around the bottom. And now it's time to add our Gerber Daisies. We'll add those at the base . We'll put one out the other side so that if people are seated all the way around it, there's something pretty to look at on all sides. Our final step is a little bit of ribbon. This is great colors for JTV. And Seth from Reliant Ribbon sent me this beautiful plaid that has our colors in it. We'll take off our chenille stem. And tie that. Now I'm making sure I don't tie it too tight. We can just create a shoelace bow. That loops down the side. It's a fun, easy way for us to create a simple arrangement. But the key is that our flowers are absolutely gorgeous and that they're going to last an incredible amount of time. One of the things I'd like to have you check out is our You Bloom Flower Guide. Chrysal is one of the great sponsors who helps bring that flower guide to the You Bloom community for free. And there are notes on many varieties telling you which kind of Chrysal floral nutrient you can use to get the very best performance from your flowers. So you see, not all flowers are alike, and neither are all nutrients. Chrysal creates specialty formulas that ensure that your flowers are always going to be beautiful. Until next week, keep having fun with flowers.